Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. And this is a game where the defenses, they need to be on their toes because you got quarterbacks here, yes, that can throw the football, but they can also run it very well too.
Mobile quarterbacks. Remember, for the longest time, they used to tell the quarterbacks, stay in the pocket. We don't want you outside of it at all. Nowadays, that mobility, truly an asset, and people are game planning for it. As a scout told me recently, we are actually working with what the colleges are giving us nowadays.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Here we go! Here we go! Push the outlaw! Hey, let's get that ball, dude. Let's get that ball right here. That's it! Mike 52, Mike 52.
Jackson on first down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
Watch left, watch left. He's tight right there. You got 3 down, 3 down. 43 is the mic, boys, 43. Check, 43. Mill. Trash. That's trash. Switch. Wahoo. Go.
Here's Jackson. Got his man. That's the Pro Bowler Julio Jones. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 23 yards the pickup there. They'll throw on first down with Jackson. And just as you called it after the earlier sack, they set up the screen. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. A good pickup there on first as the screen pass gets him 8. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. The first carry for the legend is Bo Jackson. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback. And no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Ready? Right. 43 is the mic. You're not ready. You're ready. Sponge.
They'll run it with Jackson. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets them back now for second down.
Ready? Please the mic. Let's go, D. It's going to be a long day, offense. It's going to be a long day. Go try.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Jackson gets this out to Saquon Barkley. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 33.
I'm not sure that this play was designed for him specifically, but they got through the progressions and got the ball to him. So, second catch on the drive. He may not be a primary guy, but they definitely want him involved, don't they?
Absolutely. This early, the opening drive, as you said, 2 catches. So, if they can get him going in the passing game, that should open up his running game, too. So, they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Exit.
Now a carry for Okoye. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And down to the 16-yard line. A good pickup, 17 yards and a bare first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. On 2nd and 9, Jackson. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
Chances are good he's going to be a very busy guy. 2 catches already in this opening drive, and they were looking his way for a 3rd.
I think they put this defense on notice that could be a really, really frequent combination.
50's the mic. 50's the mic.
On 3rd down, Jackson. It's caught. Jones. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, that has to be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ringer and put it in the end zone.
2nd and goal from the 1. Here's Okoye, and he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Taking it in from a yard out. And the Bears take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Extra point by Stenerud, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Following the touchdown, here's Stenerud to kick it away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Here we go. Here we go. Ready? Rip right.
They'll start here with Jackson. And he's not going anywhere to start the night. They stop him at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Nothin can fight it. He lost the football. It's out. And I think the Bears have recovered. They have.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. On the run, it's Bo Jackson. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are. Figure out the things that they really want to accomplish.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. Christian Okoye with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. As the Bears push further out in front. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Picked up by the offense. This is a live ball. So after the block PAT, they're ready to kick this one off. This will be fielded at the 6. And some good coverage there by the kick team as they'll bring him down at the 16-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talked about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked Picked off by Patrick Willis. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. Gronkowski, the intended target. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. After the interception, here's Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done.
Hey, check. 3 down.
To throw is Jackson. Caught by Jones.
Complete to Julio Jones. A gain of 14 yards. Brings up third down.
Got it. 50, Mike. 50.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and he'll have our EA Sports halftime report. To throw on third down, Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jadeveon Clowney showing the explosiveness on the sack.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye, that happened fast, and a big sack. Is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And that is very well done there as this will be marked out of bounds at the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. They'll begin the drive with Jackson on the ground. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line. 1 yard officially on the pickup, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 11. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. From his goal line here, Nothin. Sliding out of the pocket. Now he's going to throw. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. 30. 10. Touchdown, 49ers. Calvin Johnson, 96 yards as they are now on the board here in the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed, and a lot of football, full half to be played. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And you're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you've got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try.
Looking for Gronkowski, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former USC man, Taylor Mays. And they will score. It's a 49er touchdown. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick sixes.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
Elam now to add the extra point. It's right through, and we are now tied at 13. All square now at 13 all as he sends this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And we're under a minute to go here in what's been an even first half, all tied up.
Yeah, still time to make something happen, too. Couple completions, you string them together, could get into field goal range. Let's see what happens.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jadeveon Clowney able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Here's Jackson to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. And the pressure gets to him again. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with fourth down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. Here's Ray Guy now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Time here for likely one play, and then these two teams will head to the locker room all even.
And you know the play caller's just feeling it right now. Let's go ahead and go for this one. A big shot down.
This is caught inside the 15. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
Extra point by Elam, up and good. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. This fielded at the 2. Able to spin free. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
The Niners take over first and 10.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you termed that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like...
Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked up by a former Niner legend and Ronnie Lott. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
The Bears take over first and 10.
They run on first down with Jackson. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. The 49er great Patrick Willis in on the tackle.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Hey, check 24, check 24. Off. Here we go, 50. Mike 50. We don't hold this. Mike 50. Hey, watch this one.
Throwing on second down. Jackson. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
You got to give some credit there, able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and give some type of a pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. He'll get this out to Barkley complete. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. 18 yards on that one, and Chicago has the first.
And the Bears first down.
Complete to Jones. Touchdown, Chicago. Julio Jones, 71 yards as they are an extra extra point away now from tying this football game. And nothing too crazy there. A quick slant, and then he just had a seam. He found a seam.
And when you hit it on the run like that, and I mean the pass right to the receiver who's already in motion and moving, sometimes he just takes and runs away from everyone else.
And he ran it into the end zone. And the defense, they've got to adjust there quickly. That's tough on them.
That's really tough because everything was executed well. Ball was out of his hands quickly, into the hands of the receiver, and then he was gone.
This one taken from the 7. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down at about the 15.
The Niners take over first and 10 at their own 15-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Now, last time wasn't pretty. One an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
At the 22-yard line.
43 to Mike.
From the 22, Newton is going to float this one deep right side. That's caught at the 25. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Calvin Johnson, 78 yards, as his guys are able to regain the lead. Well, that's a heck of a response to regain the lead after we had seen the touchdown to tie the game.
I would say what we just saw there was a great amount of poise because typically when teams tie the game up, it's a little bit of a, how would you say, you kind of take a step back and have to get yourself regrouped. They regrouped in a hurry, didn't they? They attacked back after they've been tied.
And in a big way, that was a statement-long touchdown. Following the touchdown, here's Elam to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
At the 36-yard line.
Throwing is Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. Looking deep for Julio. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former USC man, Taylor Mays. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield. I think it's intercepted.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
4 yards.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Newton. He's going to loft one deep left. And the defense loses him. It's complete. Touchdown, 49ers. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Two teams that have combined to win 11 Super Bowl titles. The Steelers and the Niners are underway. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First carry for the former Nittany Lion. This is Saquon Barkley. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there. They keep it with Barkley on first down. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. On 2nd and 9. That's complete to Calvin Johnson. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 39. A first down carry for Barkley. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
The throw on 2nd down from Vick, incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion. Kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Now, meanwhile, the throw by Vick incomplete. It was knocked away.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
And that hits the crossbar and comes back, and it's no good. And by just a whisker, this remains a scoreless game. Well, he had that one on target. That's half the battle. The other half of the battle, however, is distance.
And he nearly had that, too. But it was the crossbar that said otherwise. And that'll deny him a shot at 3.
Now a play fake here on first down. And then after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Newton now to throw. Flushed out right. Throw right side is hauled in by the tight end Gonzalez. 27 yards there, first down. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41. They'll run now with Bo Jackson. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
Great. Watch Mike. Back.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Newton, he'll rifle it into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked by the Hall of Famer Mel Blount.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. On 2nd down, here's Barkley. He's going to have the first down past the 20. Cuts back middle. Cuts down the numbers. There he goes. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Saquon Barkley, 91 yards. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Boswell good with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be taken in at the 1. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football.
There's never a good place on the field to fumble the ball. Let's just call it as it is.
But definitely not in your own red zone.
In your own red zone, it's heightened, isn't it? Because you're almost automatically giving up a score and the momentum, and everything just changes for your team.
Yeah, so the kickoff fumble, now great field position. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Throwing is Newton. He finds his man Johnson. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one good for 26 and a first down. They'll run on first down. It's Jackson, and he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. Play action. It's Newton. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Gonzalez. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 24-yard line. On 1st and 10, Newton. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Patrick Willis. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They'll start out on the ground, and Saquon Barkley. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Here's Michael Vick. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. A Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Saquon Barkley. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Steelers 7, 49ers nothing.
On second down, Barkley. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. This is Johnson. He's got it. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Calvin Johnson, 72 yards. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers. That meant fly route, go. Look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script.
And look at this. Cam Newton intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. He was looking for Gronk that time.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
On first down, Barkley. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
2nd and 10.
On 2nd down now. Barkley, he'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line. And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 40. The 20. And into the end zone. A pick 6 for the 49er D as they score the touchdown. That's a tough spot as a quarterback, Charles. You want to get rid of it, but you see what can happen when you do try to get rid of it with pressure.
Yeah, and how about the pressure coming without them having to blitz? That's when you know things are clicking for your defense, and the end result, they end up gaining 6 points.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go.
The Steelers take over first and 10.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
They told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Throwing again on second down. Vick. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Working out of the gun, Michael Vick. He dumps it off to Barkley. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. It's a gain of 5, and it'll be fourth down. On fourth down, here comes a Steeler punter, Jordan Berry, to kick it away. Sanders now to return. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Niners set up well. They take over first and 10 on the short side of the field. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's going to take a shot right away. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone. Six-time Pro Bowler Calvin Johnson, the intended target. And that'll bring up second down. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Too long for a field goal, too short to punt. That in-between range, and they'll go for it on fourth down. They'll try and run for it, and he's not even going to come close to picking up the first. They stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Kyle Shanahan, an offensive mind, but his guys stopped up short. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. That throw by Vick incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Throwing again on second and 10. Vick, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. That's the Hall of Famer Lawrence Taylor doing what he does best. To throw, Vick. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Berry on the punt as he gets this one away. Now Sanders. A big kick, 50 yards that time with a return of 4. And the Niners will go on offense, first and 10. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock down, go to the locker room.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Now Now a first down throw for Newton. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. Here's Newton. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told, as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. They'll run on first down. It's Jackson. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And down to the 28-yard line. It's a gain of 34.
This is a little bit like baseball here. Strong up the middle. Both sides want to be that. In this case, the offense ended up winning the ultimate battle.
And those big runs between the tackles, that's a little deflating for a defense, isn't it?
It really is, because that's where your strength's supposed to be. You're supposed to be in a spot where they can't make that yardage there. You're supposed to send them outside. Not in this case.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. On second down, this is Jackson. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. After seeing that, maybe time to go back to some downfield throws here?
Yeah, anything. Change it up, because the teams that win, the best teams, they're the ones that make adjustments. Doesn't mean you can't come back to what you thought you could get done. Sometimes when you open things up a little bit, you can get back to what you wanted to do.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Randy Moss, 29 yards, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Extra point by Elam, up and good. And we are tied at 14. So all square here in this 3rd quarter as the kick's away. This will be taken very short. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You're probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
And Vick's throw there incomplete. Johnson the intended target, and it's 2nd down. Throwing again. Vick, and a first hookup with his all-pro tight end, Rob Gronkowski. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Rob Gronkowski, 70 yards. And the Steelers have taken the lead. Extra point put through by Boswell. And the lead is now 21-14. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40.
Showing up, shots up. 20. 52's the mic right here, over there, right? 52's the mic.
Nothin. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked by the Hall of Famer Mel Blount. Gronkowski, the intended receiver. So here's Vic following the interception. He gets this one to Johnson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first. Vic now 9 of 15 throwing the ball, 60%, and it's 1st and 10. This is Barkley, and an alley to run. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Saquon Barkley, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. The bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And last time, one play interception, so this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give him a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in it, and let him fling another one.
They'll run with a big man, Bo Jackson. Jadeveon Clowney there on the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's Moss as he'll get it on the jet sweep. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that's going to bring up the 3rd down. Got a man, it's Randy Moss. And he caught it up, and it's picked up by the Steelers.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
A 1st down run by Barkley unsuccessful as he won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. You are watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. On 2nd and 11 now. Vic, and this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Check it back, check it back. Check. Lucky.
Now here's Vic. Eluding the pressure right. He may try and run for this. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 in the 1st. On 1st down, Barkley. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Vic to throw it. He gets it into the hands of Gronkowski, complete. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
They'll try and run with their fullback. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the 1st down.